It's your turn to...
Oh, is it for me?
Consider yourself fired.
Why are you winking at me?
Consider yourself fired.
Hello, and welcome to the JT and Drew Show. I'm JT.
And I'm Drew.
And we're two nobodies talking about nothing.
Consider yourself fired.
Hey, well, I made it back to the studio.
Is it me you're looking for?
No.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
looking for you.
Well, I'm glad to see you back in the studio. There's a box on the floor. You can put everything you own in a box to the left. And then go on and skedaddle. Because it's getting close for me to be recording my show.
Oh, the Drew Show, huh?
No. It's still the JT and Drew Show. It's just going to be me from now on.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Hey, I've got one word for you.
Yeah, what?
Don't.
Oh, you poor baby.
Oh.
That sounds very familiar.
It does, because I stole it from somebody who came out and was talking to a particular country about going in and kind of attacking Israel. I was going to say.
I saw that. It was Sesame Street, I think.
Yeah, so he was like, I got one word for you. Don't. And when I heard it, I paused it and went, don't. You hurt my feelings. And then I chuckled at myself.
Puppet in chief. Quit pulling my strings so hard. It hurts.
Yeah. So, I think he could have said something a little bit more American. But who am I? I'm just JT on the JT and Drew Show.
Well, he could have said something a little more powerful, perhaps. Something with a little more gumption to it. The police, when you're growing up and you're in school and you have like the, firefighter day, policeman day, whatever, and they come and they brief all the kids and they're like, hey, don't do drugs. And then you grow up and you're like, I want to try this.
Yeah.
And then you do it. In the back of your mind is probably that police officer saying, hey, don't. Please.
Stop.
Yeah. It's really, really working, right?
Well, not for a lot of people. It didn't work for me either. And I remember those days.
Do you remember when Orange Man, bad, when President Trump went toe-to-toe with Kim Jong-un?
I remember.
Like, nuclear war. And he's like, go ahead. I've got a red button on my desk too, and it's bigger.
Yeah, I remember that.
Even as...
It wasn't just bigger.
Childish, but even as playful as whatever, youthful as something like that is, that drives the point home more than, don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, he didn't say it was bigger. He did. Well, okay, he said it was bigger, but that's not the only thing he said. He said it was bigger, and it was more, and it works.
Yeah, and it works.
That's the part that got me.
Boom.
It was like, it's
Burn.
bigger, and mine works. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know why that works?
Tradesman?
It's all electrical.
America. Oh, trades. Yeah. Hey, there's another plug right there. Trades.
Maybe you could work on the big red button.
Oh, I'd have to find it first, and with my color vision, I'd probably work on the big green button instead. We're almost done, sir. It's ready. It's not working. It's this one, right? No, the red one, dummy.
Who hired this guy? Yeah, like your TI.
Yeah.
Checkers.
Are you going to play Chinese checkers? Checkers. Okay. Reporting is ordered, sir.
What are you reporting? The weather? Oh, that one got me.
Oh. I tried the whole because I did the Marine Corps delayed entry program and the young Marines growing up and stuff. So I tried the whole, I did my reporting statement. I go to the office, and I'm standing there staring at the wall, and my TI is sitting down. And I'm staring at the wall, making my request. And I forgot how he asked me or what it was exactly, but he's basically along the lines of like, is there something wrong? Like, you can look at me. And I'm thinking in my head, like, God, don't look at him. This is a trap.
That's a trap.
But I looked, and it was totally okay.
Wow.
But I'm like, this goes against everything that in my mind, the way that it should be.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to do squats in the shower, so that was good.
That's... What?
It wasn't part of our curriculum. I think you were the last flight to do that.
No. Don't put that evil on me. No, sir. I don't even... no, I think the only time like we gathered was when the TI was like, this is the shower. This is where you will wash yourself. Everybody out of my latrine. And I was like, okay, piling out. No.
I remember most of us saying, screw soap on a rope. I'm getting liquid soap or gel soap.
Yes.
If I drop that, I don't care.
Yeah.
Latrine Queen can clean it up later, but yeah, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it was definitely liquid soaps, and I don't remember if it was whatever those loofah things were, or a wash rag. That was like the biggest thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I think people got the loofahs because they were easier to, like, you squirt it, you rub it, you'd soap up, and then we would just, you would go in a line.
Yep.
Like, all 6 shower heads would be used, and then by the time you got to the last one, you were rinsing everything off and out.
Yep. I think it took more time to get undressed than it did to shower.
Yep, exactly.
I remember one time, and it made me think of you.
Oh, that's gross.
I was about to drop my soap, and someone was coming up behind me, and I turned around and looked at him and said, "Don't stop!
Did it work?
Stop!"
Did it work?
Well, let's just say I'd have a hard time passing an egg test these days.
Oh, that's gross.
But yeah, man, you were there.
I was not there. Don't you put that crap on me.
Oh, man.
Stop. Don't stop. I bet I can hear you saying that.
Yeah, right.
Fucking weirdo.
I probably would.
Yeah,
what do they say?
Probably.
Nobody wants to fight the naked guy, right?
Well, everyone's naked in the shower.
Well, hopefully no one wants to fight then.
No one wants to fight the little guy. He's a lot angrier than the bigger guy.
Yeah, that's true. The TI Checkus was a small little brown guy. Had a lot of bark in him.
It's not what I was talking about, but okay.
Oh, the little guy?
The little guy.
Oh, the little guy.
You don't want to fight a guy with a little guy. You want to fight a guy with a bigger guy because he's not as mad.
He's got less to be mad about, huh?
Yeah, I've been angry for years.
I'll have to refer you to my therapist.
Oh,
they come in a little bottle.
Yeah,
It's like a 3-month supply.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3-month supply.
Ooh, what don't you have anymore?
Well, that went in a different direction, but I was going to say, what is going on with the world?
Oh, what isn't going on with the world?
Dude, it is crazy. And what... Okay. I'm gonna take it back a few years, if you will. 9/11 happens.
Oh,
September 11th, 2001.
Yeah.
And it more or less, at that time anyways, brings the country together.
Mm-hmm.
And we're patriotic, and, we need to go kick some butt, and we shouldn't have been wronged, yada, yada, yada. Ukraine and Russia start happening. And we're like, oh, Ukraine, I stand with Ukraine, and, all the support and all the money, and take my paycheck, and you can have my house if you want. Ukraine.
Yeah.
And then we have an actual terrorist organization, Hamas,
Mm-hmm.
surprise attack the crap out of Israel, and not just military outposts, bases, servicemen and women, but anybody and everybody is fair game. Elderly, women, children, men, military, not military, doesn't matter. You could be American, you could be Filipino. You're in the area, you're a target.
Yeah.
And then we see, I don't want to say a great divide, but we see a divide in our own country about, well, shoot, who do we support? I heard someone in the office the other day, they came out of a briefing, and one of the younger airmen says, so which ones are we supporting? Who's the good guy here?
Wow.
Yeah. It's just crazy times. We've seen Harvard University amongst other universities and people in the streets. And, you know, we stand with Palestine and we need to liberate Palestine and da-da-da-da-da. And, well, when the counter argument is made, well, Hamas came in like savages and raping and pillaging and burning and killing all these people. The other side goes, well, yeah, but there shouldn't be any but.
No, there shouldn't, and you should do just a little bit of research because there was videos out there of a time frame of how Palestine or Hamas, when they became in power in the Gaza area, what they were doing to Israel consistently. It's not like, Israel's been hitting us with rockets for a couple of years, and now we're retaliating because we're oppressed and all this. That's not how that's been. Hamas has consistently been terrorizing Israel, and Israel has responded. You know, as you will see if you Google search it. Israel has responded, but it's only a reaction. It's never, from what I've looked at and from what I've researched, it's never been Israel's been the instigator. It's always been Israel's been responding to whatever Hamas has been doing.
Well, and you bring
now,
up
correct
some
me if
interesting
I'm
points.
wrong.
No, I agree. And you bring up some interesting points. Hamas, I know people will be like, oh, well, that's not all of Palestine. Like, all the Palestinians don't, just love Hamas and everything. And I understand that. However, Hamas is the elected government in Palestine, or the Palestinians, governs the Palestinians, with overwhelmingly more than 50% of their people supporting them. Let's, again, dial it back. Look in history. Look at World War II. Not every German citizen was a Nazi.
Right.
Or was about, hey, we need to kill all the Jews. That wasn't every one of them. So I'm not trying to say that all of the Palestinians are that way. However, the Nazi Party was ruling. And ruling with a pretty big stick.
Yeah.
And the other Germans, again, not everybody, but the most of them were not, oh, we need to take down our own terrorist regime here and help these people out. We see the same exact thing here. Okay, you don't like Hamas, then you need to take them out of power and try to support and coexist with the Jews there in Israel. But they won't.
No.
And people go back and forth. This doesn't have anything to do with religion. This doesn't have anything to do with this and that. It's about Israel, being in territory that's not theirs. This is all Palestine and yada, yada, yada. Okay, what is Hamas's mission? To wipe the earth of the Jews, for one, and to make Islam dominate the world.
Yes.
So you can't say, well, this isn't about religion.
No, they've come out and said it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your other point? Like, what's the other point of the argument?
You hear that?
You got something ready for me?
No, that's the other point of the argument.
Exactly.
Yep.
I have a clip. I'm going to insert it, and then
Okay.
we can talk about it. It's not very long. So let's just kind of hear what this lady has to say.
Is that a reasonable, proportionate, and moral response by Israel?
So getting back to your point, there are people out there, and I'm not saying don't... What am I trying to say? Don't just take it out on the entire Gaza Strait, right? Don't take it out on all of Palestine. It's not all of Palestine, just like you said. But it is the ruling government that is in that strip.
Yeah.
So,
well, and in the video, the clip that you just played, the lady talks about responding with a proportional response.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So they're going to come over. I'm going to come over to your house. I'm going to lay all these booby traps, kill your kids, burn your house down, kill your dogs, maybe cut the brakes on your truck, do all this crap. And I expect you to just don't.
Yeah.
Please don't do that again, JT or Drew. Just, that's not very nice. I would appreciate it if you didn't. Doesn't this sound familiar?
Yeah, it does.
We were talking about a while back with gun laws. And, well, criminals are going to break in, but just don't do anything. They don't want to hurt you. They only want your things. So just don't get yourself involved.
Yeah.
Sit back and let it happen.
Yeah, they're not there to hurt you. They just want your stuff. Just like you said, what was that a mayor in Irving?
Yeah. Yep. So, proportional response. What is a proportional response?
I have the answer with
Okay.
another clip.
Ooh.
However, you're going to have to bear with us. This one is a bit long.
Proportionality in conflict rarely exists. But if we were to decide that we should have this fetish about proportionality, then that would mean that in retaliation for what Hamas did in Israel on Saturday, Israel should try to locate a music festival in Gaza, for instance, and good luck with that, should try to find a music festival in Gaza and rape precisely the number of women that Hamas raped on Saturday, kill precisely the number of young people that Hamas killed on Saturday. They should find a town of exactly the same size as a town like Sderot, where I've been many times myself, and make sure they go to door and kill precisely the correct number of babies that Hamas killed in Sderot on Saturday, and shoot in the head precisely the same number of old age pensioners as were shot in Sderot on Saturday, just to choose one town. Proportionality in conflict is a joke.
Yeah. So I think this dude hit the nail on the head.
So hard.
Very hard. I think that went through the drywall and the other side. Proportional response, proportionality, whatever. It's non-existent. If you were to take it as it is literally, right? Well, they need to provide a proportional response. Then you're talking about, like he said in his clip, you're going to have to go door to door. Okay, let's see. They killed 100 of our civilians. 50 of those were women, 30 of them were kids, and 30 of them or 20 of them were adult senior citizens, males. Okay, so now I need to take that breakdown when I come over to your territory to retaliate and respond in kind. Make sure I only hit these targets.
Yeah.
It's a 1-for-1 kind of thing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's not how this works. And however, he does come up with a good point on he believes that this is the way of the British people, right? Well,
Sure.
He's not wrong, but in the broader kind of you kind of go up to that 30,000 view, that's just Western society as a political mindset, right? Western society says, well, they attacked one of our cities, we'll get one of their cities. Except when it's on your home turf, right? Like America, 9/11. 9/11 happened. What did we do? We boosted our military. We got our forces increased, and we went over to not just one, but two countries and completely just dominated for years, trying to get the terrorist organization that got us completely destroyed. Now, I don't agree with, hey, it should have taken as long as it should have. I think that was very political in what happened as far as the two wars. Iraq, we got Saddam Hussein. Again, I think most of the people think that Bush was just going in there and finishing his dad's job that he was trying to do back in the 90s with the Gulf War. But Afghanistan shouldn't have taken that long, and I feel like it was the politicians were fighting that war. It was not up to the military except for like quick, oh, hey, we think they're in this village, let's go over here. We feel like they're on the north side of the country, and we just go send a force over there. You know, it was very strategic the way we tried to do it, and it reminded me a lot of Vietnam as far as like, oh, well, I mean, we won't go past this line, so but if you come past, then we'll go up and bomb you a little bit and kind of bring in some forces, but then we'll come back to this line, kind of something like that, which really irritated people, and I think that's why it dragged on for so long. My thoughts. You don't have to agree with me.
No, yeah, valid thoughts, and I think you made a key point there in the beginning of that. We responded, and we went after the terrorist organization that was responsible, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea, the premise. What we're seeing here with Israel and Hamas and the Palestinians, they did not come after any, like I said in the beginning, any military outpost or supposed Israeli terrorist groups or anything like that. It was, we're going to come, it's a free-for-all. Surprise.
Yeah.
How has Israel responded? Well, hey, we don't want to kill civilians. We want to minimize civilian casualties at all costs. Now, your headquarters, your terrorist organization's headquarters, are in a hospital or in a school building or in an apartment building, somewhere where there are lots of civilians. Okay, we understand that, and we're going to tell you guys to get the hell out before we demolish the place, because we want to minimize civilian casualties.
Right.
And even though that's happening, people are coming out against that, saying, no, you need to stay there, and this is just a plan to eradicate the land of Palestinians so that they can take it back, and yada yada. And really? You really think so? I don't think so, but maybe you really do. Or, well, how do you expect over 1 million people to evacuate in 24 hours? Well, I would expect if they want to continue to breathe oxygen and have a pulse, they would find a way to get the hell out.
You would think.
I don't think anybody realistically expects, well, okay, Israel, you need to give them a week to clear out, and then y'all can go head to head and, have your little battle, and whoever the winner is the winner. And like, are you serious? Does anybody not know history?
No, but it's not. We don't fight in the old ways where I attack you, you attack me. We fight in the new modern ways where every life is important.
Yeah.
So,
well, and
I tell you what, and I'm going to say this, and I truly believe this. I think that Israel is is holding off because we are asking them to. And by we, I mean the U.S. government. We are asking them to, hey, hold on, wait, we know you're mad. Take a breath. Let's not do anything rash because the world is watching and this is what everybody wants you to do. Well, yeah, but he just sucker punched me. So what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I have to stop for a minute, think about what I want to do, and then do it? No. Go in there and get him. Israel has the capabilities of completely wiping out Hamas. Not Palestine, Hamas. I truly feel that Israel would like to live with Muslims. With them. I could be wrong. I don't know the culture. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that Jerusalem still has the Catholic Church, the Jewish wall that they worship on, and they still hold the mosque that is on top of that rock that's there. That is the all three of them, all three major religions think that is holy. It's a holy place. Jerusalem is a holy place, right?
Yeah.
But because Israel has not knocked it down and built a new Jewish temple on it, tells me that they have some sort of restraint on Muslims. They want everybody to kind of get along. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm 100% wrong. But that's what I see.
If you remember, President Trump recognized Jerusalem as the capital for Israel. And if you remember, Israel is an actual state. It's a recognized entity.
Yeah.
Palestine is not. However, Palestine also tries to claim that Jerusalem is theirs. That all of it is theirs. They've been there for forever, and it's theirs. It's not anyone else's, but theirs. And again, that leads into the world domination. Israel is not saying, well, we're going to take over the world one piece of land at a time. Hamas, you and the Palestinians that live in the Gaza Strip are first, and then we're going to continue on. That's the other side. If Israel wanted to, like you said, they could wipe off the Palestinians. They could easily take the Gaza Strip and the West Bank and, hey, look, all of this is our state now.
Yeah. And
we
you're
win.
No longer welcome.
Yep.
But they're not doing that.
Nope.
Not that I can see.
One of the issues that we see, though, is that there are some really big heavy hitter supporters of these terrorist organizations in their backyard. So you have Iran, who supports the crap out of Hamas. Why not? It fits their agenda.
Yeah.
So even though Hamas itself and the Palestinians themselves may not be able to conquer much, okay, well, we're going to get sponsors. And we've got sponsorship from this country or state or terrorist organization, and then we've got this one over here, and on and on and on. And like you said, Israel is kind of, okay, well, we'll hold off a minute. But, how long can you hold off? You poke the bear too many times, it's going to bite.
Yeah. Well, if they hold off for too long and they're going to invade, they're wasting valuable time to get rid of Hamas militants on the northern part of Gaza. They're allowing them, and I'm not saying Israel is, right now I'm pushing blame on the West, on us.
Sure.
We're allowing Hamas time to set up the booby traps, to dig in, to make it harder for Israel to wipe out or eradicate those militants on the northern part of Gaza.
terrorists, but yeah. Yeah, I smell what you're stepping in.
What did I say?
Militants.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, buzzwords, right?
Sure.
I gotta say them too.
Yeah. One of us has got to represent the unfavorable side. Anyway, no. But yeah, you're spot on. When you're in a conflict like that, time is everything. And that's how you get the upper hand. Or you don't get the upper hand. However, I wholeheartedly believe, with or without our help, Israel's going to be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. Even with a little conflict up on the north with, was it Syria or Lebanon? One of those guys?
Yeah.
Or both of them. I think they'll be okay. I mean, it'll be nice to have friends, but I think I think they can fend for themselves for some time.
Yeah. Well, back when they became a state, they fought with the Palestinians and they won.
Yeah.
And they came out victorious. However, the Palestinians, a lot of them do not believe that. They believe that they were victorious. I mean, that's, and this isn't necessarily the same, this isn't necessarily the same level, but look at America, the United States, the Native Americans. Who won that one?
Wasn't me. I'm from Texas, so apparently we were fighting the Mexicans.
Hey, remember the Alamo?
Yeah. Guadalcanal. I mean, Guadalupe.
Orale. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah. Speaking of war with Mexicans, I was listening to a comedian. He's Irish, and he was talking about, immigrating from Ireland, coming over here to the United States. And the U.S. was in a war with Mexico at the time for land. And they told the Irish people, hey, this is all him coming up with a funny story, right? But they said, hey, if you want to come in here, you got to fight this war with us. And they were like, okay, we don't really want to do that, but whatever, we want to come to America. So they fight in the war, go down to Mexico, and they're like, oh, hey, these people are amazing. Yeah, we're just going to switch sides. And it reminded me that little part in Braveheart when the Irish were running across the field. And
oh, yeah.
And they were like, oh, good morning to you. Like, that's kind of how I saw it.
That's how you would reenact that.
Yes, yeah. And so I would see, like, Drew coming to me, and I'd be like, oh, good morning. And he'd be like, hola. Burrito.
Hola, want some beans and rice?
Yeah, that's,
Oh, I'm okay. I've got me Lucky Charms.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love your Latina women.
You would.
I know. But speaking of Mexico, this is a great segue into our next topic. Have you heard about the border?
Have I heard about it? How do you think I got here?
Funny.
Yes, it is nuts, man. We've talked about it at length on the show, and it just, when you think it's like, well, it can't get any worse, it's not. Yeah, it's not getting any better.
It's not getting any better. Well, I don't think it'll get any worse than what it is now. And then, a week goes by, and you're like, wow, this really is not getting any better.
Yeah, well, then you're like, well, it can't get any worse than this, and then something else happens. Well, okay, well, now it can't get any worse than this.
Yeah, well, hey, look, we put up some C-wire or some bob wire up around. Oh, okay, well, they're just going to cut it and pull it to the side and let them walk through. Okay, well, they're going to put up some more. And
gates? Yeah, we'll just weld those open.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, holy mackerel.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like the CBP was coming out with some new data talking about not only illegal immigrants like from South America, but from the Middle East that were coming over. And we've got a clip that goes into this a little bit more. So go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage.
I knew I was waiting for you to say it on the last one, but yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and roll it.
We've got some brand new internal data leaked to us by CBP sources, which shows thousands of so-called special interest aliens from mostly Middle Eastern countries have been arrested by Border Patrol while trying to cross illegally here at our southern border over the last 2 years.
If we heard him correctly, in the last 2 years, we've had a bunch of Middle Eastern illegal immigrants cross the border. Now, not playing identity politics, not playing the whole racial profiling and all this mumbo jumbo, but at some point you do have to use logic. And I'm not talking about like the logic for the MacBook software, but
for your mouse
logic. Use your freaking head.
I mean, more and more people are coming through, and this South American countries are getting less and less, but they're coming from, I guess, what they're called special interest countries.
Yeah, special interest, meaning that, hey, we have a special interest in these because they're more, I don't want to say, is high risk the right word? They're tied to more like terrorist organizations. This isn't just, oh, this is Juan and his family and 20 cousins and everybody that are running away from their South American communism, and they're looking for a better life. No, these are people that are fleeing from terrorist-ridden places.
Yeah.
And I say fleeing loosely.
Yes, yeah. Because we're just letting them in, and we're not vetting them.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Let's play the next clip and let you see the numbers.
Yeah.
Look, more than 6,000 people from Afghanistan apprehended by Border Patrol, more than 600 from Iran, 164 from Lebanon, which is home to Hezbollah, more than 500 from Syria, the birthplace of ISIS, and 139 from Yemen, the home of the Houthi rebels. The U.S. government considers these special interest countries places where conditions favor terrorism or where there's a potential national security threat to the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're taking in illegal aliens from places that are the birthplace to Hezbollah, ISIS, the Houthi rebels, and obviously they're coming here illegally. How do you vet these people? You already said it. We're not.
We can't. Well, we can't when you weld the gates open or cut the wire at the dang water crossing.
Yeah, well, and it's hard to vet it. It's hard to vet these people because a lot of their countries, they're not using the same technology. I'm going to scan you for your fingerprints because you're coming from a place where there's a lot of terrorism. Oh, you're not pulling up in my database.
Yeah.
Because you were never input to a database.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nuts, man. And if this doesn't open people's eyes, I don't know what will.
Yeah, it's at this point, it's them putting their head in the sand because they don't want to see it.
If I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Because
if I'm standing in the corner and I fart, nobody heard it. If I stand still,
you can't see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see me. You might have heard it, but it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I'm standing still. It wasn't me.
Yeah. It's crazy that all of this is happening. Now, I can see where the American people are saying, well, they haven't done anything like terroristic wise. Like there's been a few people that have come in and have killed people and raped, and I mean I guess that's sort of terroristic acts, but on a big scale, it's usually just been onesie twosies here and there. It hasn't been like a whole organized thing. So why are we worried about the numbers coming through illegally, catching them and then counting them? Why are we worried about that? Because nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Well, let me kind of.
Yeah, break that down.
a little bit, and I could be wrong, so please completely correct me if I am. But these terrorist groups, and I'm not classifying it in a religion thing, just terrorism in general. These people have patience. They can wait 10, 15, 20 years before they do something. And they embed into your community, and I'm not trying to get you paranoid and, oh my gosh, I got to look out for everybody. Don't do that. Live your life the way you're going to live it. But you also need to watch out on what's not right. Like, these people will come into your communities, oh, hey, John, hey, Bob, hey, whatever. And then the next day, they're joining hundreds of people in the street, shooting everybody that you both talked to the day before.
Yeah, you need to stay vigilant.
Yeah. So,
you know, we've talked about all of these Middle Eastern folks that are crossing into the border illegally, as well as the regular old South Americans, the Chinese. I mean, if you can think it, they're coming over illegally.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't, but we're seeing a huge influx that are.
Huge.
And a lot of these that are coming from the terrorist countries, think about this for a second. When they come through illegally, do you think we get everybody? No. So we have a category called gotaways, and that's just an estimated number of how many got away. So in this next clip, they're going to be talking about different numbers. And just to put this in perspective, these are numbers that are terrorists according to the FBI terrorist watch list. Okay, so the FBI has a terrorist watch list, kind of like America's Most Wanted, right? You're looking after or looking for these criminals.
Mm-hmm.
The Border Patrol supposedly keeps a log of, oh, hey, we caught these people trying to enter our country, and they've apprehended them. Cool. In fiscal year 17, there were 2 apprehended. In fiscal year 18, 6, 19, 0, 20, 3, 21, 15, 22, 98, and for fiscal year 23, 151.
Well, play the clip, let them watch it.
Yeah, don't take my word for it.
Fiscal year 2023, Border Patrol has arrested at least 151 people on the FBI's terror watch list after they've crossed illegally here. That is the highest number on record. It's also higher than the previous 6 years combined, and that is a huge security concern.
Yeah, so huge security concern.
Yeah, and that's just the ones we've caught.
Yeah, like he's seen on the graphic there, over 1.5 million known gotaways.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's huge.
I mean, the city that we live in is not huge by any means. I consider it kind of a medium-sized city.
It's big enough to have traffic, but it still feels like a small town.
Yeah. And this is over 10 times that amount.
Yeah.
Of known gotaways.
Yeah.
You freaking kidding me? Again, if you're not awake yet, you need to do something. Pay attention.
Yeah. Let's play the last clip, chit chat, and we're kind of running over a bit of time. So,
yeah, let's roll that.
CBP sources telling Fox News since President Biden first came into office, well over 1.5 million known gotaways have slipped into our country without being arrested or apprehended. Just to put that number in perspective for you, that is a population size bigger than the city of Dallas, Texas, successfully sneaking into our country.
The Metroplex is huge.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Again, known gotaways, over 1.5 million. More than the population of the city of Dallas.
Yep. And Dallas is big.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yep. So you're talking about, in perspective, if you know Texas and you've driven through Dallas, just Dallas in general, not talking about Fort Worth, not talking about Arlington, not talking about Irving, Mesquite, none of them towns, just Dallas.
Yeah, just the city of Dallas.
There's more people that have come through that we know about that is higher than that city's population.
Mm-hmm. That have not only come through illegally, but gotten away, not apprehended by Border Patrol.
Yeah, not arrested, not anything. But we know of 151 people, terrorists on the watch list that we have caught.
Yeah, have caught.
That is terrifying. Something is happening. And it could be what all these crazy people that you think about, calling it an invasion. It could be that.
Well, when you talk about the numbers, it being the highest that it's been, to include all the past 6 years, add all those numbers up, and fiscal year 23, it's been the highest. That should scare a lot of people. And I'm not trying to tell people they need to live in fear and don't trust anybody and, just go crazy. But that should be eye-opening.
Well, hang it up, man. I'm already there. So
we apprehended 151 at the border so far. Over 1.5 million gotaways that we know of. How many terrorists did it take to do 9/11? Wasn't 1.5 million?
No, just 19.
How many terrorists did it take, homegrown or not, to do the Boston bombing?
Oh yeah, the marathon.
Wasn't 1.5 million.
Nope. Oklahoma City bombing. Again, homegrown or not, I don't care. It's terrorism. Mm-hmm. And these people are coming over, and we're just kind of, let me look over here. I don't see you crossing. All right, well, there's 10 of you. I could probably catch 2 of you. The other 8, well, I guess you got lucky today. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? We don't know anything about these people. We don't know, are you a terrorist? Are you not a terrorist? Are you somebody who's literally or legitimately fleeing, looking for a sanctuary? We don't know anything about it.
No.
So our government is rolling the dice, and what do they have to lose other than office? I mean, they're protected. They've got bodyguards. They don't have to worry about, okay, well, let me go get my license, or let me carry legally, let me do these things, let me put an extra deadbolt on my door, let me whatever, because they're good to go. It's us down here at the bottom that are having to do the worrying. They're having to, keep your, what's the word? Your vigilance. Keep your head on a swivel, so to speak.
Keep your castle locked up.
Yeah. And again, not telling you should live that way, because it's no way to live. It sucks. But if you're not vigilant, if you're not aware of your surroundings, if you're not, a single lady walking out of Walmart to her car in the evening time, and you're not paying attention, you could become a victim.
You could. Yeah. You sure could.
Terrorism doesn't care.
No, it sure does not. And neither do human traffickers. And I'm not going to get into that one, but that's where you were going. So
yeah, we could talk about this for a long time, but we think we did a good job just hitting the highlights. This is something that's ongoing. It's developing. Unlike the press secretary, we will continue to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to ask the audience, if you see anything news related or just on your personal, send it over to us. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do a little bit of research, and then we'll talk about it. If you have any questions about what you see or what you find, throw those in there as well, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Exactly. And if you want to be anonymous, just let us know you want to be anonymous. We will not put your info out there.
You didn't make me anonymous that one time.
No, I didn't, because it's you. You're not anonymous. You're Drew.
Thank you.
I wanted to say your name.
Don't.
As always, we'd like to say thank you for stopping by and listening to the podcast.
Yeah, we realized that you could have been doing anything way more productive, but you chose to waste your time with us.
We look forward to talking about absolutely nothing with you next time.
If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, please email us at
jtandrewshow@gmail.com or visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/JTDrewShow.